Tuesday. Well, Tuesday starts off with.
It started off with you.
Yeah, I'm in the podcast, so when I sit in sometimes on Tony Rock, Trey Elliott, and Joe Fox, Live from the Green Room podcast.
Live from the Green Room. Subscribe.
We filmed that, and the guest. I never know who the guest is. I just kind of be chilling. I pull up, and then if they tell me, they tell me. If not, when I get there, I find out who the guest is. But the guest Tuesday was Tiffany Haddish, and
shout out Tiffany Haddish.
Shout out Tiffany Haddish.
She got an amazing
comedian, actress, extraordinaire, helper of people, like
philanthropist.
I really want to say, from like a non-famous standpoint, there are a lot of nobodies out there in the world, meaning like non-famous people. And you have an idea of a celebrity. You think you have an idea of a celebrity, and I look at her from a comedian vantage point. Really, I don't look at her as a civilian or like that. But I still think to myself, like, well, as a civilian, you think about what you see in the news, what you see on TV, stuff like that. And you might see all that and think, like, who is this person? Like, what is their life like and all of that?
Yeah, most of those people don't get the viewpoint.
They don't get, yeah. So I never looked at her like that. I always thought to myself, like, she is a regular person that just happens to be famous.
Yeah.
That's how I look at her, right?
From South Central.
From the minute she sat down, that is exactly what she exemplified. I am a regular person who happens to be famous now. And like in the first 3 minutes of the podcast, she's like, yeah, y'all be seeing me getting pulled over. Yeah, I get pulled over. What the fuck? Everybody else get pulled over too. I'm like, damn, she really do just face everything head on. And I was just like, wow, she really do just talk it, live it how she talk it. And just listening to her talk and her experiences and how, like, she's very honest about how she was living in her car. Like, it's one of her biggest jokes.
That's her.
And like,
that's her villain arc. Like,
exactly. I told her, like, yo, they knew her way long. I knew her like 10 years prior to when I saw her, basically.
Oh, Joe and them.
Yeah, I saw her in 2014 with my girl. We went. That was like our first date. We went to Long Beach Laugh Factory.
Was she in Girl Ship wasn't out yet, or just
no? She was not. She was to me a comic on the stage. I told her I only remember 2 comics from that show. Darren Carter, the party starter, and you. Bro, I was like, bro, wow. And I said to myself, I remember a very funny black girl who had this joke where she did this joke where like kind of did like a horse walk. And as soon as I said that, she's like, oh yeah, I remember that joke, blah, blah. And me and my girl walked away like, yo, that black girl is really funny. And then next time we saw her, it was the Girl Trip commercial. My girl was like, isn't that the girl from the... I said, oh shit, that is her. And so to me, I was like, that's like overnight success. In my brain, it's like, I just saw you this day, and I see you in a fucking commercial the next day with Jada Pinkett and Queen Latifah. And I just happened to ask, like, yo, how was life for you? Because I know you do the jokes about living in a car. Was you like thriving in 2014 when I saw you versus when that movie dropped? She was like, nigga, no. Like, my life was still up and down, boom, boom, having it and not having it. And like, so I just think it's so crazy how we can not have it, and then one day you have it, or you have the moment that's going to take you, boom. Because if I saw her in 2014, no matter how her life was going, if I told her, hey, in a year, you about to book the craziest role, it's going to change your life forever, she'd be like, okay, I guess we'll see. But like, it's just really crazy to see. And then please watch that interview because she is very raw, very honest. And she had a lot of points that I thought to myself, like, damn, people need to see this.
Oh, it's hard. It'll be out by the time
you
come
see
out.
This.
But we're filming it today.
Live from the Green Room. Like, yo, Tiffany Haddish is an excellent interview. The dopest part about that is that was a great interview. Not dopest part, but we go down to the Hollywood Laugh Factory immediately after, and she drops in and does a set. That's how big of a comic you are when you drop in on the show and do a set. Because that lineup, shout out Ruben Paul, Ruby Tuesdays.
He had
a crazy lineup that night. It was
Russell
like 5
Peters,
or 6.
Adam Ray,
Godfrey.
Bobby Lee, Godfrey. Tiffany dropped in.
And Tiffany drops in. Like, that's how big was the comic you got to be to drop in on that show. And I was just like, that's fire.
You know why I love Tiffany so much, man? Like, a lot of people will say, oh, she's not funny, this, that, and third. Like, her story is amazing, right? But this is why I love Tiffany. So Tiffany has a foundation because it helps like young girls like in the foster care system.
She's so committed to
the Chocolate Sundays in 2021 Christmas party, I won a TV in a raffle. And so I didn't need the TV. I seen Tiffany one day at maybe Ruby Tuesdays, at the Laugh Factory. And I said, hey, Tiff, my name's Mike. I'm a community brother. I said, I know you got a foundation. I said, I want a TV at a raffle. I want to just give it to your foundation for them girls or whatever, because I'm not going to use it now. I can't think of nothing better to do with it. And I would be, you know what I mean? I used to, for people to know, my first job when I got out the military, I worked at a group home. So I got ties with that. So I was like, I want to do that. She was like, cool. I said, you got an assistant or an email? She was like, "Here, give me your phone." I give her my phone. She's like, "That's my personal number. I don't think you're gonna give it to nobody. Call me tomorrow." I'm like, oh shit. For me, this is girls trips. I'm like, just give me her personal number. And I ain't the type to be like, yeah, you know, I didn't even want to call her for like a day or two. But I just sent her a text, "Hey, I met you last night." She's like, "Boy, I know you is." She was like, I'm gonna call you in an hour or whatever. We'll set it up. Calls me back. I meet the head of her foundation or whatever. I donate to TV. She gives me a form to sign, like, because they have to do that. I'm like, okay, cool. Fast forward, my daughter goes home to Pittsburgh for the summer. She gets into a fight with another girl at a fair, county fair or some shit. They get a little summons. My daughter got to do community service. If she does it, basically everything will go away. But my daughter's out here now. I don't know nobody out here. I call Tiff. "Hey, my daughter, don't worry about it. Call the doctor again who's in front of it. She'll set everything up." My daughter goes out with Tiffany and them and does community service with the foundation to get her hours. Signs the paper, send it to me right away. She's like, "Tell your daughter, you know what I mean, she's gonna be fine. This happens, blah, blah, blah. Like, don't let her be." I'm like, damn. Send it to the judge, they clear everything.
Real person.
My daughter go back home like, "Yeah, I did community service with Tiffany." Like, I don't even think she realizes the magnitude of that, but I love her so much for that because she's, like you said, so she could have given me her personal number, like, "I don't think you'll give it to anybody. Call me tomorrow." I was like, oh shit. And she remembered me, you know, and from that TV shit, and then helped my daughter out.